Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to present the lesson of I Think and Write of the third year English program sequence 1. The content of this lesson as well as the steps are going to be applied for the other levels. I have to say something before I start. I Learn to Integrate and I Think and Write are two separate lessons. They are not similar. The first point of difference is that I Learn to Integrate comes before I Think and Write. Second, I Learn to Integrate must be done in group work and I Think and Write must be done in an individual work. And the third thing which may be confusing, the topics may be similar, but the methodology is not the same. I Learn to Integrate is going to be done in a group work, so it's not going to be like the lesson of I Think and Write. The objective of my lesson: by the end of this lesson, my pupils will be able to write about their personal information, their personality, their abilities and inabilities, as well as their interests. So these are the main points we have tackled in this sequence. Concerning the sessions which should be devoted to this lesson, I may say that 3 sessions are enough. And I always advise you, when it comes to writing, you have to take your time. In the first session, your pupils are going to write, of course. But before they write, we have a step before, which is pre-writing. In the pre-writing phase, you're going to prepare your pupils for the writing phase. Here, I ask my pupils some questions. Tell me about you, your country, your town, your grade. What about your personality? What do you like? What are your interests or your hobbies? What are your abilities? And here I start to make my questions narrow from general to specific. Why? To let my pupil deduce the context and the topic of their writing. So, what are your abilities? Do people know about these abilities? How? Do you want to participate in a national context or a casting to show people your abilities? So here I have moved from general to specific to make my pupils deduce the topic of the writing and deduce the context. Since we are talking about contest or a TV show or a competition or a casting, so here I'm involving my pupils in the writing process. Then instruction. The instruction should be written on the board and your pupils should copy it down on their copybooks. A famous TV show is organizing a casting to look for talented people you want to participate. Write an email in which you talk about yourself, your personality, your abilities, and your interests to convince the jury to select you. I may tell you some remarks. The first remark, in this step of writing, I'm solving the problem of the initial situation. Because in the initial situation, I have presented this situation. So my pupils were not able to solve the problematic of the situation until they have learned all the grammar points and all the lexes, and they have all the vocabulary needed to write a piece. Second thing I may highlight here is that your instructions should be contextualized and you're going to tell your pupils what do they have to write. It means, do they have to write an article or an email or a letter? And this is very important. So you highlight the email. And the third thing I want to say, your pupils are going to write individually, but they have to follow a layout. You cannot just present the instruction like that and you tell them, go ahead, you write. No, it's going to be like very, very difficult for them to be able to write even one sentence. Because when you give your pupils instructions, it's going to be ambiguous for them until you present the layout. Now, the first thing you're going to say, we're going to write an email. What is an email? You're going to define an email. Then, you're going to ask them to write the receiver. You're going to ask them about the receiver of your of their email. So they're going to present the email of the receiver. Then, the form of an email. We have an opening. It should be professional, okay? Opening, dear, and you have the receiver. Then the context. Of course, they're going to write an introductive sentence in which they tell them why they are sending this email. Then they're going to write about their personal information, name, age, country, town, school, etc., their personality, their interests, and of course they focus on their abilities. So act, sing, dance, fix things, etc. And then we have the closing. I'm looking forward to, and here I'm going to show them many expressions of closing. So this step is very important, and you're going to write it on the board, and you ask your pupils to copy it down on their copybooks, because this is the plan they're going to follow to write their email. Then this is pre-writing. Now we move to the while writing phase, where your pupils are going to write. So your pupils are going to write individually. This is the premise or the principle of this lesson. And of course, they're going to follow the writing process. Okay, so drafting, editing, revising, publishing, and they're going to you're going to set the time, of course, and you're going to guide your pupils, because this is a very hard skill. Now we move to poster writing. In the same session, now we are still in the first session. In the poster writing phase, your pupils are going to read their work out loud, of course not all of them, and they are going to submit their work to be evaluated. And when you have the papers, you don't have to put a mark, you just have to put some remarks, and something very important, you're going to write correction symbols of each mistake. I will tell you what is a correction symbol. Now, once you have the papers at home, you give remarks and you take notes of the most common mistakes you found in the papers, and you're going to write the correction samples, and these correction samples are going to present them in the second session. I will tell you about the most common correction samples need in to correct your pupils. We have CP, which stands for capital letter. We have SP, which stands for spelling. It means mistakes of the writing, therefore d'orthographe, أخطاء إملائية. We have P, which stands for punctuation, comma, full stop, question mark. Then you have VT, verb tense. Whenever your pupils make a mistake in a tense, it means instead of present they put past, or instead of past they put continuous. Here you may write VT. WW or WW, here it stands for wrong words. Okay, it means when they introduce the words which should not be introduced in that place. Then WO, the word order. Then R stands for repetition, and Y stands for the missing words. You're going to write under each mistake these capital letters, and then you're going to present these correction symbols to your pupils, and they have to write them on their copybooks, and you have to write them on the board so that they recognize the type of their mistakes, and it's a very important step. Then, just after presenting the correction symbols, and they are going to make your pupils learn them by heart and know them very well, you're going to present an activity in which you're going to ask your pupils to spot the mistakes. Here, relying on the symbols I gave them, they're going to spot the mistake in each sentence. This step is going to help them to recognize their mistakes. So here I just give you some examples. For example, good morning, my name is Anis, capital letter for G and capital letter for A for Anis, of Anis. She has 13. Here we have WW. What is WW? It means wrong word. For has, here it doesn't have to do with the tense, but it has to do with the word they have introduced, which is wrong. They have to introduce auxiliary to be, not to have. So here it's a wrong word. Concerning I am from England, here you have noticed that from is involves a spelling mistake, and England should have taken capital letter. I like play, here we have Y because we have a missing word, which is to. Then she's very shy, here she's shy very, so here it's in the word order. And she or he was from Algeria. Here it has to do with the verb tense. They have introduced an auxiliary to be in the past, but they have to put it in the present tense. So here it's a lack of verb tense. So here you can of course give your pupils more than one activity. related to the mistakes that they have committed in their papers, in order to make them recognize the mistakes, and in order to make them enhance their writing skill. Then in the third session, it is going to be devoted for the correction, and here you are going to correct with the collaboration of your pupils. You are not going to write the correction and ask your pupils to write it on their copybooks. No, they're going to take their papers, they're going to compare the final version with their version, they're going to make the comparison, correct each other, peer correction, group correction. Here, in the phase of writing, they have to perform many strategies. They have to learn many strategies in. Thank you, my dear followers, for watching this video. I hope it was useful. I may focus on the importance of writing as a very, very, very important skill. You have to train your pupils to write, and you have to take your time when you present a writing lesson. You have to take your time in I Learn to Integrate and in I Think and Write. You have to teach your pupils how to write, and you have to teach them some strategies, and you have to focus on every single mistake they commit, they make. You're going to give importance to punctuation, you're going to give importance to capital letter, you're going to give importance to the content, you're going to give importance to the verb, you're going to give importance to the handwriting. Everything should be taken into consideration when it comes to writing. Thanks again for watching this video. I hope it was really useful. Use the correction symbols I gave you. They are very useful. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.